Hey everyone, Osu here, and I recently made an order from a website that I would say has one of the most interesting business models when it comes to selling Lego, and in my opinion, it's a pretty neat idea. You know how we have Bricklink for sourcing official Lego and AliExpress for bootleg parts? Well, some guys just came together and combined both of these websites and made a basically all-in-one shop for Lego and GoBricks parts. For those who don't know, GoBricks is a company that creates one-to-one Lego parts for much more affordable prices than Pick-a-Brick or Bricklink has to offer. They also make parts in colors Lego won't make, like Mixel joints in black, and on top of that, they have their own custom parts, which are very useful if you like to mock with Bionicle because a lot of them are Technic based. What's neat about this website Bricknut is the fact that shipping is consolidated into one place, meaning if I'm building a mock or something, I don't have to wait for two separate orders to arrive, which means I also save money seeing how I'd only have to pay for shipping once. They even provide free shipping, so if you spend $30 or more, which isn't that bad honestly, that's probably how much a Bricklink order is after shipping these days anyways. Plus, since it's one order coming at the same time, it means less carbon emission being outputted, which is cool if you're conscious about your carbon footprint. See, there's like something for everyone. I do have to thank the IDS Studios for making his video about a month ago, where he was sponsored by Bricknut to make a review, because I honestly would have probably never heard of them or hear about them sooner if it had not been for his video. So definitely check his one out. On top of that, you could save an extra 20% with his sponsor code, which I will put in the description. I used that code for my order and I tested it out on the 19th of February with the mock order and it was still giving me the saving. I'm not sponsored by Bricknut, so I don't have a personal code to give you guys, but you can always use IDS's. I really just wanted to check out this store. Alright, with all that yap out of the way, I think you guys want to see what I got, but before that I need to plug today's sponsor, that being me. I have an eBay store where I sell Lego and other doohickeys, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description. I have some of those bootleg miniature Bionicles still there, so if those interest you, you could check them out. Anyways, on to the unboxing. I got a ton of different colored parts in this order, mostly parts that come in colors Lego doesn't make them in, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say I really should have planned this better in more ways than one because I forgot to buy legitimate Lego pieces in this order, but if I go back and order again, I definitely will, as their selection of official Lego parts has actually expanded a lot as of recently, but I still think what I got is pretty neat. For starters, what caught my eye was these Hero Factory style Bionicle hands and the many recolors that came in on Bricknut. I ended up getting a few different colors like dark red and tan, but I also got a pearl gold one. The color isn't really pearl gold at all. It looks distinctly like the color from a bootleg G2 Bionicle. And also this silver hand, which also doesn't look like a traditional Bionicle silver, but I have to admit these hands are still pretty cool, and I do like the chance to buy these hands in colors they never came in. As we all know, Hero Factory hands are as sturdy as they get, so I'm not really worried about these breaking on me anytime soon. Not to mention these socket connections are extremely tight and not loose at all. Next up we have the CCBS medium-sized shells in white, which is a pretty common color for these, but one I didn't have in my collection, and on top of that I ordered them in blue and modded green, two colors that these never came in, especially modded green as it got replaced by bright green, which I do despise compared to classic Lego green. You know, those base plates, they don't look the same anymore. So having these in this color is cool, and I will definitely find a use for these pieces somewhere in a future mock. I should also mention that these colors are one-to-one with original Lego, which is a big bonus. Then we have these very interesting tires, because when I saw these on Bricknut, I wasn't actually sure these could possibly come in another color. As you may or may not know, Lego tires are made from rubber and not traditional Lego plastic, And I actually had to Google this, but tires mainly come in black because carbon is added to make them tougher, so that's, yeah. I'm not really sure what the process is to get these in a different color, but I was able to pick up 3 different tire variants. The first one I got was this wide one in standard black. Another I bought were these off-road type tires in white, and surprisingly sand blue was an option as well, which is pretty rare in original LEGO actually. And I got these 3 tires in azure, yellow, and light gray. I remember first getting these last tires in black in the LEGO Sonic Tales Workshop set. They fit very nicely in CCBS joints and cover those thin axle parts well enough in mocks. So I was happy to pick these up. These colors will be useful in mocks that don't use black as a secondary color, like maybe a Comatorn. I've actually been building a bunch of these Akodan villagers recently for fun, based off of the comics, so I would love to use these tires to beef them up than just using regular standard black. I also got these black ring parts. They kind of remind me of toilet seats, but I don't know, they could be life preservers as well, I guess. They have a bar and stud connection, so they can easily be used for Bionicle mocks, and I want to try for a future mock. Even though LEGO makes these in this color and release them in regular sets, I never really go out of my way to buy system LEGO by themselves, especially at the prices they come in, like either Pick-a-Brick or Bricklink and set wise. So I usually just buy them from AliExpress if I need another color. So yeah, those were the things I ordered from Bricknut. I really should have bought in more variety, but I'll save that order for a later day. I honestly like the idea of this store, you know, mixing official and bootleg LEGO. I think the reality is bootleg LEGO is just as good as official LEGO, and I've made this point clear many times. I think nowadays it doesn't make sense to be a purist anymore. I think mixing bootleg with regular LEGO is fine. Even mixing them in your collection is fine too if you're limited on space, which I've been doing now recently. There are still some pieces I won't get in bootleg colors because I have a ton of official ones and they are pretty rare and I don't really want to mix them up. Like for example, the half axle, half pin piece in black. I still have a bunch of those and white as well. And yeah, it's gonna be a while before I ever bite the bullet and decide to buy some of those in black, because honestly I have so many and I don't really want to mix them. But other pieces, like for example these Bionicle hands that I bought recently, I'll happily put those in with my other ones because they're just a very useful part and they don't come in that color, so I know that I could just like pick, I know which ones are bootleg and which one are not. I don't know, it'll probably change if I like run out of space like one day. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had to say about Bricknut. Do I recommend them? Sure, why not? They're a pretty good store. I do like how they offer both like official LEGO and bootleg LEGO all in one place. I think that's pretty efficient when it comes to like ordering. You don't have to pay for multiple shippings. And also the offer of free shipping is pretty cool as well. I'm not sponsored. I did this out of my own will. They do sponsor people, but I actually ordered these because I really believe that this was a good website. Anyways, thank you all for watching. There's definitely more videos on the way, so stay tuned for that. Take care and bye for now.